I'm Kirn, WUVA News, in Old Cabell Hall, which houses the McIntyre Department of Music. The mural here has been a prominent trademark of the building since its completion in 2012. While students and faculty walk past this masterpiece on a daily basis, not as many people know of the controversy surrounding some of its images. The mural covering the walls of Old Cabell, titled A Student's Progress, was started in 1996 by artist Lincoln Perry. It illustrates the journey of a young violinist, Shannon, as she completes her education at UVA. 2 years after the mural's completion, people began to bring attention to the sexual and possibly offensive imagery displayed on some of its panels. One includes a party scene involving both students and faculty, where there appears to be multiple portrayals of sexual assault and the consumption of alcohol. Another image illustrates an alleged affair between a presumed professor and female student, where the professor is seen handing an undergarment to the young woman while his unsuspecting wife is coming up the stairs behind them. Criticisms of the mural reached their peak in 2014, around Rolling Stone's publication of A Rape on Campus, an investigative piece describing an alleged gang rape by a fraternity at the university. Though later proven untrue, the article garnered massive amounts of negative attention towards the institution at the time. As a result, the mural in Old Cabell Hall came under fire as people considered several of the scenes and relationships depicted offensive. I interviewed John Dirth, Director of Jazz Performance, Paul Barolsky, Professor Emeritus in the History of Art, and fourth-year student Chelsea Holt on their thoughts regarding the mural and whether or not it should be censored. What do you think is the overall message in The Student's Progress, which is the title of the mural?
It talks about a woman's uphill battle and her experience in a university setting across all her 4 years.
He chose a woman as the subject because he feels that women have a harder time.
The purpose of art like this is to aggrandize the institution, to create beauty in a building. It's been pointed out to me by people close to the artist that he was very consciously embodying a sexual allegory into this art.
I mean, there's a very exciting, dynamic scene on the left side of the staircase going up. Exuberant youth, there's kind of a sexual charge to it all, but not distasteful, not offensive in any way.
Maybe the artist could have been trying to raise the awareness that party culture is a thing here. Maybe he wasn't trying to celebrate it, but it comes across as celebrated.
I think that somebody should have been watching what this guy was doing because, yes, the artist has freedom of expression. If nobody says anything and says, make a mural for Old Cabell, he goes, well, hell, I'll just celebrate and quantify the incredible shadiness of life at the university.
We revisit the imagery within the mural based on the current climate of the U.S. and sweeping calls for change. There have been calls actually to censor some of the more sexual images in the mural, and even there was this one professor who wanted to censor the entire thing. How do you feel about that?
Context is everything. So if it comes into a context where it seems celebrated, then it absolutely should be censored because it's not something that we should be doing. If we want to raise awareness to the negative culture and change it, we can be doing that through other more powerful avenues. This is a very high traffic area as far as like people, foot traffic and walking in, and so they're coming in and they're seeing this as a piece of art that they should appreciate. It's not in an art exhibit dedicated to the education. That's an exhibit where you know the intent. When you come in here, you don't know that intent.
I do not believe in censorship in any way, shape, or form. I do believe in people who are taking an action, like commissioning a work of art, should be very competent about what they're commissioning.
This is not speech, it's image, but it's analogous to the whole free speech question. And by analogy, the art should be protected from people who just want to destroy it. Goya, who represented a horrific vision of the world. We don't burn Goyas. I mean, we try to understand what the artist is seeking to express, even if we don't necessarily agree. I think he painted that scene, as he painted all of the scenes, as his vision of what he sees the university to be, which may not be a kind of sugar-coated, idealized vision, which is very different from the reality. So it's one thing to be challenged by that image. It's another thing to respond by saying, let's destroy it. People behave in all sorts of different ways, some of which are offensive, and to others not offensive at all. These are debatable issues.
Do you see the mural being potentially changed or altered in the future?
Oh, God, it's hard to change or alter anything in this day and age. So I want to say no, that's my gut reaction, but I do think that this university is full of change and full of good people and full of legislation in the right direction, so I think it could be changed.
I perish the thought, why should it be all, this is what the painter envisioned. Is that image endorsing promiscuity? I think not.
Next time you're in Old Cabell Hall, take a close look at the mural. Is it an artistic expression, or does it convey a harmful message? Tell us what you think. I'm Kirn, WUVA.